We put out a video recently about Sasha, an angry, racist Black Lives Matter activist from Oxford. After the video was released, it came to my full attention that Sasha was actually a full-on Marxist militant. Take a look at this.
Racism thrives on capitalism. The back of racism is capitalism. And they say about education, we need a black militia. I ain't scared of no terrorist group. The police is no different from the KKK. They stand around and protect statues and buildings instead of people. They need to join the local council and start to litter pick too. When I say if they have a pepper spray, we have our own too. They have smokes, we have it too. Come together, put your fist in the air. Black power! Don't ever be scared to say it doesn't mean that you hate another race, and anybody that said that you hate them, they too have hidden racism because they're scared of your blackness. Black is beautiful, black is evident. And when I say free Palestine, do you know a guy called Cecil Rhodes? He created the Glenn Grey Law in South Africa. What is happening in Palestine and in Yemen is the Glenn Grey Law being recreated. Just like the SOS law, the stop and search. Prevent policy is a racist policy. British value does not exist because it took its values from all around the world. Don't be scared to say free Palestine. Don't be afraid to say free West Papua. Don't be afraid to say free Yemen. You're not anti-Semitic. Don't let no Jewish man create a way to be unheard, to make you unheard. Silence is violence. If we keep silent, we are also a part of that oppression. I refuse to let nobody put a gag on me. That's why I don't connect to no political party. We need our own political party because we have David Lammy's tokenistic. We have Sadiq Khan is tokenistic. Priti Patel, tokenistic. We've had so many inquiries. We've had the Grenfell inquiry, the Windrush inquiry, the McPherson inquiry, the COVID inquiry. Fuck them. They know they're racist. Get ready to fight them. If they don't bring peace, they know what's going to happen. One solution!
Revolution!
One solution!
Revolution!
One solution!
Revolution!
No justice!
No peace!
Take it to the streets!
Fuck the police!
Woo, fuck them!
She said that racism thrives on capitalism, and on the back of racism is capitalism. So to be clear, racism and capitalism are linked. They are one and the same, something you expect to hear from a full-on Marxist. Let me show you a quote from Karl Marx, her hero. Karl Marx sent this letter to his friend Friedrich Engels back in 1862. The Jewish nigger Lascelles, who I'm glad to say is leaving at the end of the week, has happily lost another 5,000 tailors in an ill-judged speculation. The chap would sooner throw money down the drain than lend it to a friend, even though his interest and capital were guaranteed. It is now quite plain to me, as the shape of his head and the way his hair grows also testify, that he is a descendant from the Negroes who accompanied Moses' flight from Egypt, unless his mother or paternal grandmother interbred with a nigger. Now this blend of Jewishness and Germanness on the one hand, and the basic Negroid stock on the other, must inevitably give rise to a peculiar product. The fellow's importunity is also nigger-like. So Karl Marx himself seemed to be racist. He didn't like the Jews. He didn't like the niggers. He didn't like racial mixing because such things give rise to a peculiar product. This is the man who gave birth to the ideology Sasha follows. Karl Marx, the anti-capitalist. Yet somehow capitalism is racism. Hitler was another anti-capitalist. Another socialist inspired by Karl Marx. In fact, Hitler admitted he learned a great deal from Marxism. Go figure. Racism is at the very root of any Marxist socialist ideology. Yet black militant Marxists like Sasha blame everything on capitalism and white people. Capitalism is about making money. Capitalism doesn't care if the money is made or exchanged by people with different coloured skins, religious beliefs even, or nationalities. It does not care. Capitalism is colourblind, unlike Karl Marx and Marxism. This is the hypocrisy of the far left in action. Sasha calls for a black militia. She compares the police to the Ku Klux Klan. The Oxford Dictionary definition of militia is a military force that engages in rebel or terrorist activities in opposition to regular army. Sasha isn't talking about supplementing the regular British army. She's talking about starting a violent black Marxist revolutionary militia. She's advocating for terrorism. This should not come as any surprise to anyone. Karl Marx was very much in favour of a violent revolution through acts of terror. Here's another quote from her racist, violent, revolutionary hero, Karl Marx. There is only one way in which the murderous death agonies of the old society and the bloody birth throes of the new society can be shortened, simplified and concentrated. And that way is through revolutionary terror. Karl Marx. Black Lives Matter. Marxism. In a T. Karl Marx rejected the notion of achieving socialism through democratic or reformist methods. He insisted that violent revolution was the only way to achieve his utopian nightmare. A nightmare where everyone becomes equally poor, equally desperate, equally subjugated, equally downtrodden and murdered in the hundreds of millions. These are the historical lessons that Sasha's ignored. Maybe her white Marxist handlers didn't mention these things to her. And as for the police being the Ku Klux Klan, what a shower of shit. Total bollocks. UK police are rounding up black people and hanging them from trees, or tying them to a burning cross, are they? The stats don't lie. Police are not hunting down black people disproportionately. Okay? The UK police are not lynching black people. The police are not the KKK. And I'm saying that as someone who's not been a big fan of the police, for obvious reasons. Let me get something clear about the Black Power sign, okay? I decided to do a bit more digging on Sasha after seeing the militant video of her giving that Black Power sign. The sign the militant Black Panther Party uses, yes, I'll call it a racist gesture because that's what that is. Everything a Premier League footballer's doing, it's a racist gesture. Let me explain why. In 2009, King Samir Shabazz was the head of the Black Panthers in Philadelphia. He said, I'll quote him, "I hate white people, all of them. Every last iota of a cracker, I hate it. We didn't come out of here to play today. There is too much seriousness business going on in the black community to be out here sliding through South Street with white, dirty cracker whore bitches on our arms. And we call ourselves black men. What the hell is wrong with you black men? You at the door of doomsday with a white girl on your damn arm. We keep begging white people for freedom. No wonder we're not free. Your enemy cannot make you free. You fool. You want freedom? You have to start killing some crackers. You're going to have to start killing some of their babies. Crackers, white people. That's what he's getting at, yeah? You don't need to take my word for it. Have a listen to the man from the horse's mouth himself.
King Samir Shabazz is the new Black Panther Party's Philadelphia leader. This new Panther version of Black Power does not include white participation.
I hate white people. All of them. Every last iota of a cracker, I hate it. We didn't come out here to play today. There's too much serious business going on in the black community to be out here sliding through South Street with white, dirty, cracker whore on our arm, and we call ourselves black men with African garb on. What the hell is wrong with you, black man? You had a doomsday with a white girl on your damn arm. You want freedom? You're gonna have to kill some crackers. You're gonna have to kill some of their babies.
Just so everyone knows, many Black Panthers are members or former members of the Nation of Islam, which explains a lot. It explains their supremacist, anti-Jew, anti-white rhetoric. Idiots calling on black power, advocating for a militia, raising their fist in the air, agitating for a revolution. I see a black Adolf Hitler in the making. A person taking their cues from the racist, black supremacist Black Panther Party and the Nation of Islam. Something that Black Lives Matter have totally adopted. Anyway, back to the digging on Sasha Johnson. Back in May this year, she set up an event, an anti-racism event to be held in Oxford, where she's from. Take a look at the leaflet she used to promote the event. Remember, this is an anti-racism event on the back of what happened to George Floyd in the USA. For a start, George Floyd was not killed because of racism. There was no racial motive for his killing. If there was, we'd have heard about it, factually heard about it. So the image of George Floyd to highlight racism makes no sense. Why has Sasha used a picture of Daminola Taylor for her anti-racism protest? Daminola Taylor was a 10-year-old boy of Nigerian descent. He was only in the UK a few months when he was murdered by two brothers. Ricky and Danny Preddy, I think. Now, they were sentenced to manslaughter for his killing. They were both black. So two black boys kill another black boy. Racism, unless you're saying that the two black boys who killed him were racists. It makes no sense. Sasha is a race baiter, someone who uses the death of black people to further her Marxist cause, to instigate violence, to to cause a violent Marxist revolution. She has used the black community to further her ideological Marxist beliefs. I've took the opportunity to go through her social media, see if she's ever mentioned the sexual enslavement or grooming gang victims on her Facebook page, being as she's so hot on the slavery issue. Turns out she's never mentioned it. Sasha, the Marxist, runs her own business, capitalism. Confused? So am I. Anyway, Sasha runs a business. I looked up where her business is. It's on Cowley Road. Cowley Road in Oxford was the epicentre for grooming gangs. It's the road that Muslim Pakistani men used to groom young girls to rape, pimp, beat, abuse and sexually enslave. On the same road where her business is. That's despite her telling me in person that one of her friends was a victim of these grooming gangs. This type of slavery doesn't interest Sasha, which means she doesn't really care about women's issues or child abuse in the area where her business is actually located. The only thing Sasha really cares about is race baiting while peddling a false Black Lives Matter narrative. I don't just hope, we need more people in the black community to become aware of what's going on and speak up to deny the destructive ideology that Sasha's promoting. Sasha and other Black Lives Matter activists are going to take over the Notting Hill Carnival, that's their words, to advance their Marxist cause in the hope that they can hoodwink enough people to support the racist, Marxist Black Lives Matter brand. Sasha has lied and spun a false narrative to hoodwink people in the black community to support her militant, racist Black Lives Matter activism. Sasha has no compassion, just revolutionary hatred, just like her racist, revolutionary, terror-supporting hero, Karl Marx. Let me end on a quote from Karl Marx. "We have no compassion and we ask no compassion from you. When our turn comes, we shall not make excuses for the terror." Black Lives Matter.